Hello, everyone, and welcome to issue number 2 of Secret Identity Crisis, a nerdy show about superheroes. I, of
Yeah.
course, am Kyle Viveris from Your Daily Nerd, joined as always by Mr. Robert Pryor from That Cartoonist.
Yes. Welcome to the show, you guys. This is issue 2. I'm gonna drop that heat on you. Got quite a few topics to cover this time.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the first topic, if you want to just jump into it.
Oh, yeah, man, definitely.
I mean, we're gonna talk a little bit briefly about Deadpool. Deadpool movie dropped a couple days ago.
Man, I can't believe I still need to see it. I've heard so many good things about it. Like, spoiler free, give me your impressions. Give me your thoughts on the movies.
I was laughing the whole time. It was like 10 times better than the previous Deadpool movie. We got to see a lot of characters. You saw the trailer. One character I'll mention is Domino.
Yeah.
I love Domino. Her performance in it was top notch. Not say too much. It was fun. It was good. Everything that happens is canon. Stay till the very end. Stay till the very end.
I've heard
this movie, like, it's everything.
I heard the post-credit scenes are both, like, very, very good.
They are. I didn't expect them. I did not expect that from Deadpool, but then again, it's Deadpool. So I expect anything. So that was just phenomenal. Cable was a badass in this film. I liked him. He was really cool. Deadpool, of course, was his wacky ass self, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like, it was just a fun movie. Like, I was cracking up the whole time. Went with a bunch of friends. We were laughing, had a good time. It was great. It was phenomenal. Good. You gotta go see it, man, when you get a chance.
Man, it's good to hear that Josh Brolin was able to pull off a good villain in Infinity War and in Deadpool 2. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I feel like you don't see that very often, where you see like somebody like as two different characters in two different movies that are technically that are both Marvel movies, but like, even though they're not like the same cinematic universe, but like, and then they both turn out phenomenal.
Yeah, not every character has had that success. We can talk to Michael B. Jordan about that. We can talk to some of our other friends about that. You know,
Chris
our
Evans.
friend with the shield. You know, I hate to throw names out. You know,
talk to Ben Affleck. I mean, different universes, but still.
Not everybody has a second chance to redeem themselves. And you know, with Deadpool, like this role is just like.
I mean, in a way, like, Ryan Reynolds got to redeem himself as the same role, because like Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine was kind of meh. Like, he was like the Deadpool.
Oh,
like,
no, that's right.
Yeah.
Man, I keep forgetting that happened.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. I really forget. Like, that's how forgettable it is for me. X-Men films concerned, like that one. I'm just like, I always forget, like, oh, that's right, he was in that, wasn't he?
That movie I have mixed feelings about. I feel like there are a lot of parts of it that are decent, but there are parts of it that are just like, nope, can't do that. Why'd you do that?
They had some okay parts, but I mean, like, I feel the same way. There were parts where I was like, oh, okay, this is neat. And then, like, a good majority is like, okay, probably can stop. Y'all don't need to go. Like, it was nice to finally see I think it's the immovable the immovable blob.
Yes.
That's what it was, the blob.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the blob in like any kind of like movie setting until this film. And I was like, yo, I love the blob. You know, I watched one of the old cartoons, like, nothing moves the blob. And
right.
Like the cinematic universe, like, for me, it was kind of neat. I like the blob.
Definitely. Definitely. Some statistics on Deadpool 2. It's got an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes in comparison to Deadpool 1, who has an 83. Which surprises me, because I didn't think, like... Because, like, I watched the trailers for Deadpool 2, and I thought, this looks like a really good movie, but I don't know if it can beat Deadpool 1 for me. I loved that movie. But from what I hear, it basically took everything that they did well about Deadpool 1 and just expanded on it.
I mean, it was kind of like, I guess it kind of be like that saying, you know, if it's don't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
It did kind of hit on some different points. You know, you got to see some characters in there, like, you know, that was pretty cool. we're getting more colors of character in this. So that for me was just like a major plus. So it was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, because you see like the character Domino, like the actual character Domino, you see like the actress who's playing Domino, you know, it's two different characters. So it's kind of cool that they included somebody like that.
Right.
I thought this movie was better than the first one. Like the first one was great. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I need to get the this anniversary DVD they have out. They're both great films. Like personally, for me, this one just like all the jokes and all the quips and all the funny things, it beats out the first one. It just does.
Wow.
For me, like it's funny. It's great. I want to watch it again. I probably will watch it. Like, you know what I mean?
It looks phenomenal, and like I said, I'm hoping to watch it. I need to see it sometime here in the next couple of weeks, so that way when we come back on our next episode, maybe we can do a little bit of a spoiler cast on it, and that can be like the big topic of our show.
Yes.
Because there are so many nerdy movies coming out here in the course of the next few months. Because we've got Deadpool 2, we've got
Solo's coming out this week.
I need to see Solo real bad. Ant-Man and the Wasp are coming out, and I need to see that as well. And then Captain Marvel. Does Captain Marvel come out this year, or is it beginning of next year?
I think it's the beginning of next year.
But still,
it was kind of it's coming. Venom's coming out though.
Yeah,
Venom
that's
will
right.
Be
Venom
out this summer, I believe. Yeah. And then, of course, they're dropping some other shows on the they're dropping Netflix shows like Luke Cage is dropping.
Right.
They're dropping Cloak and Dagger soon.
Yes. Yeah. I think I saw like the teaser for that, and it looked interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Definitely.
You know what I need to start watching that I've seen like lots of trailers and commercials for is that show Legion. Legion looks very interesting. I haven't watched any of it yet.
I need to check it out. I've been meaning to. You know, Legion like is the son of Charles Xavier and has all these personalities and blase. I guess it features like a couple of different personalities that like get focused on. I guess I'm not really sure. It would make sense, but it seems like it's fun. I saw like a little bit of it, like a clip, and it seemed pretty interesting. So I'm like, it's probably worth my time.
Yeah,
I need to watch it.
Seems pretty decent. Yeah,
is it on Hulu or something, or is it like on? Because I don't have like cable right
now. You know what? Let's do something live on air, and I will check on the Hulu app on my phone right now.
Ooh, snap!
Live on air.
Because if so,
because I want to say that it is. Let's see here.
I know that Gifted is on there. Gifted and is another show.
Let's see, Legion. Yep, I got all of season 1 on there. And
stop doing research.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
cool. Hey, that'll be the assignment for the next show. Also, I'll go see Deadpool 2, and then we'll also watch the first season of Legion. That's the homework for everybody watching and for us. See Deadpool 2, watch Legion, season 1. Might as well.
If you've seen Legion, tell us in the comments what you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. Spoiler free.
I'd love to know.
Spoiler free.
Yes. Please don't tell us too much. Just enough. Just enough.
So something the next thing that we wanted to talk about was something that you sent to me that I hadn't heard about. Is this trailer for this new show on Sci-Fi called Deadly Class, which I had never heard about, but I watched it and it seemed very interesting to me. So you want to take over on that a little bit? Okay,
so from what I understand about Deadly Class, I was just checking out different things on Sci-Fi's original series or whatever, because I've been watching Krypton on my channel, and I came across the Deadly Class. Someone's like, what the heck is this? And so I'm watching this trailer. I'm like, yo, what? These kids are killing each other? You see all these different types of like assassins and whatnot learning at this school, and it's got this crazy kind of hierarchy stuff and whatever. And like it caught my attention because I believe one of the actresses who played in one of the X-Men films, Lana Condor, I believe, she was playing Jubilee in that last X-Men film.
Was it Apocalypse?
She's in it. What was it? One of these Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse.
Yeah. She was Jubilee and she didn't get any airtime, but she got airtime in this. And I'm almost like, yo, I definitely got to check this out and support her. But apparently, this is based off a comic that I think it's either Image Comics or Dark Horse is like covered this one. So I definitely want to check this one out. it was new for me. Like I literally came across it like a day or two ago. So like forgive me on like, you know, not knowing as much about it. So I'm gonna definitely have like more of that when I check it out later on. But it seems like fun. I'm gonna check it out, comic out. You know, it seems like a fun show.
It's
Lots
by
of killing and stuff.
It's by Image Comics.
It's by Image? Okay, cool. Then I was right the first time. Cool. It's by Image Comics.
Looks like it hasn't been going on too terribly long. It's only got 33 issues. It's been around since January of 2014.
Okay, cool. Now I don't feel so bad. Good.
Yeah.
We're definitely on it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an interesting premise. Like that's something that I kind of look for in shows about like that are based off of like comic book series. Does the show make me interested enough in reading the comic books themselves? And just from this initial premise of like the video that like they've put out, or the kind of behind the scenes. I mean, it's being made by the Russo brothers who do Civil War, Infinity War,
Infinity War, yeah.
So I mean, this made like just from the like minute and a half long like behind the scenes trailer, like that got me interested in the series. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about.
Most definitely, I was hyped. Like as soon as I saw, this is gonna be a fresh series. Like I'm so hyped for this.
Definitely.
This so I'm gonna check that one out. Definitely. So that was a last minute edition. I know. Like
yeah, it was good. It was a cool thing to add in. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, following that same pattern of like shows that I've watched that got me interested in comics. Recently, so a show that I really like that's on AMC is Preacher, and and that's from Vertigo, and that was based off of a set of comics from Vertigo, and I recently just started reading, like actually like a couple of days ago, just started reading the first graphic novel again, and it's
really.
Yeah, it's. Have you read or watched any of Preacher at all?
I keep seeing like little clips, and I've been wondering about them. I was like, is it worth my time to jump into this with all the other shows I have going on, trying to catch up on?
Right.
And I was like, do I need to add another show to my mix? Like, is it worth it? So if you've seen it and read it, like, where we at? Like,
so I'm still reading the first graphic novel. I just started reading that recently, but it's been a while since I've watched the show because I basically watched the first season and then halfway through the second season got busy and kind of fell off for a little bit, and I need to get caught up before the third season comes out in July.
Right.
I love it. Basically, the premise of the show, trying to boil it down to the most bare bones thing possible, is it's about a preacher from a small town in Texas who is basically gets his body co-inhabited by this being called Genesis. And Genesis is basically, you find it out through the show, or if you wanted to read it like in the graphic novel, you find out about it pretty quickly. Genesis is basically the bastard child of a demon and an angel. Who during the war between angels and demons, they fell in love with each other, and then they had this child, which was Genesis. And basically in heaven they were keeping it prisoner, and then it escaped, and then found Jesse, the main character of Preacher, and it bonds with him, and basically gives him this power that they call the Word of God. And basically, he can use Genesis and use the Word of God to bend people to his will. So he can, but it's very, very literal, you know. Like, it's very, very literal. I don't want to get too much into like the actual like literal parts of it, because there's like in the show, like there's some very much like some oh shit moments that happen because of how literal it is. But it's very interesting because like the preacher has he's got a very checkered past. Like he used to be a criminal. He's also the son of the preacher that used to preach in that town. Basically, he turns away from his life of crime to come back and be the preacher in that town.
So, like, he got pissed at you. He like, you know, hey yo, we gonna make these frogs come from the sky, or like, you know, Jesus wept, you gonna weep too.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man.
He's got like a very colorful cast of characters. He's got his ex fiancée, I think. Her name is Tulip, and basically she is a mercenary assassin. who wants Jesse to come back to the life of a criminal, but is also just loves him enough that she wants to just be with him. Jesse smokes and drinks a lot, even though he's a preacher again. Right. And then they also make a friend with this character named Cassidy, who is an Irish man who just also happens to be a vampire.
They don't have any normal friends.
Nope. Lots of good characters in the series.
Let's go.
But yeah, I very much recommend at least watching Preacher. It's a weird. It is a weird ass show.
Marking it down.
I strongly encourage you to watch it, but it is a weird ass show, and you're gonna have to just like don't do too much questioning on things. I think the best way is just be like, okay, cool. This is where we're going now, and I'm just gonna accept it. And
let it ride. Just let it ride.
Exactly. That's the best way to accept that show.
Fair enough.
So I started reading the first graphic novel for Preacher a couple days ago.
It's a comic book shop, so that's good. That might be just like write down the comic too, just a side note.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone too, and I need to. But I also have lots of comics that I have in my collection that I've never read because, like I said, last time, it's like I basically got a huge tub of comics that that are just like, okay, maybe I'll read these at some point, and some of them I've read, and some of them I haven't.
I've been busy. I just haven't had a chance. They're just sitting staring at me like, Robert, come read this. I'm like, oh, but work though.
Oh yeah, I feel
that's
that.
What's up.
But so next up on the things to discuss, DC Comics has revealed their new Legion of Doom to face off against the Justice League in the comic books. Basically, I guess, so Lex Luthor has been fighting alongside the Justice League recently in recent comics, but this kind of has, showing off the new Legion of Doom, it shows that it's being led by Lex Luthor again. So basically, we're going to be seeing the conversion of Lex back from working with the Justice League back to being the leader of Legion of Doom. So looking at this list of who is going to be in the Legion of Doom, it's an interesting list. Some of them, the majority of them you expect, but there's one on there that I think is the most interesting. So it's led by Lex Luthor. You've got Cheetah. You've got Black Manta. Sinestro. And Gorilla Grodd. And then the one that really interests me is the Joker. Because Joker is not usually a team player. Usually he is I'm going to work on my own.
Wild card.
Yeah, maybe I'll have Harley with me, or maybe I'll team up with one other Batman villain. But usually this big team effort is not usually his style. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly his motives are for working with specifically Lex, who it seems like, as far as character alignments go, Joker is very much a chaotic evil character, whereas I would say Lex Luthor is very much a lawful evil character, and so those usually kind of butt heads together. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly Joker's motives are for joining the Legion of Doom.
Definitely, because even within the comics and just even with the cartoons, the Joker he doesn't give a damn. He just does what he wants.
Exactly.
Whenever he's on the line, it's I'm here. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm living my best life. If you mess with me, you'll be laughing forever. Ha ha. Sorry, not sorry. Got the gas on lock.
Exactly.
And then Lex, he's always trying to scheme. It's typical Lex Luthor nature. They have a weird history. So I'm not sure if they'll address any of them, or if they just oh, we're good now, or maybe the Joker needs something from them and they can promise it to him of something, maybe. Right. We'll see. I don't know. Joker just, I hope it's long term and the Joker just kind of works with them a little bit, because that'd be cool. This is pretty cool. I like Sinestro. He kind of wavers between good and evil too, because at one point he was a Green Lantern, then he's the Yellow Lantern, then he jumped back to being Green Lantern, only to go back to being a Yellow Lantern. So I'm just okay, you just.
And I believe,
don't know what lantern you want to be. That's cool.
I believe he was also the original. He was the first White Lantern as well. I I think if I'm remembering that correctly, you would think that as much of a Green Lantern fan as I am, I would know that right off the top of my head. But I want to say I'm fairly sure that Sinestro was the first White Lantern that we see.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Well, him of all people, like, all right, well, cool.
True.
Let it ride. And then Black Manta.
Oh yeah, Black Manta's so badass.
He's so funny. He's always just so angry. And then Cheetah, oh my gosh, she's fun. I like those characters. Those are fun characters. So
yeah, definitely.
It's like a good list. So like, I'm hyped for it. Definitely.
Yeah. They definitely got, like, I would say, the essentials of what a good Legion of Doom would be.
You know, throw in Vandal Savage every once in a while. I like Vandal Savage. I like the one, the big burly one, not the one from, I think, Earth 2, where he's like super duper skinny and kind of lengthy and just kind of like a...
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. Like, I actually realized when I was watching, what was it? League of Legends. What was that? The Legends. Legends of Tomorrow. Sorry. Legends of Tomorrow. They were using the continuity from Earth 2's Shira Hall and Vandal Savage. I was like, why is Vandal Savage so small?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be burly? Shouldn't he be like full of super strength? Why does he have it? What are y'all doing? I'm just like, oh, I went back to the reading.
I see what you're doing there.
I see what you. Oh god, it was good though.
Yeah, definitely. Scott Snyder goes on to explain how Luthor is going to be changing his alliance from the Justice League to the Legion of Doom. I guess in this miniseries he says, quote, "No Justice is going to tell you the story of why Luthor decides that he's made a mistake trying to be a hero all this time. What Luthor sees is that our nature is bad, our nature is petty, predatory, we're animals. We're biologically at odds with the system of justice we've created, so why not embrace that? Why not realize that the true heroes here are the Legion of Doom? And as a reader, that's the question. Are you going to pick justice, or are you going to pick doom?" And that seems like a very interesting premise for a... I like that it seems like recently, like, writers for, like, supervillain characters are trying to make them a little bit more relatable. Not just, like, these...
Yes.
Like, you know, to use my Skeletor voice for a second, like, I want to be evil! You know, like, it's like, it seems like back in the day, like, when they were writing, like, supervillains, it's like, it's not about, like, the greater good or anything, it's because I'm being self-serving and I want to, like, be like the king of everything, whereas it seems like recently you think about with like how they wrote Eric Killmonger in Black Panther and how they wrote Thanos in Infinity War and even a little bit of Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. Like it seems like they're trying to do a good job of making it so like, hey, these villains are not just like these cartoony like bad guys, they are trying to be reflections of like, hey, look, these are people who have like real like reasons for why they're doing that. Yeah, real problems why they're doing this. So it seems like it's extending a little bit into the actual writing of comic books as well, and I think that's really fantastic.
Definitely, they're adding more and more into it. It's like certain characters that may not have had like that backstory are now finally getting it. Now listen, some characters like you just need to have a character who's just like, oh, I'm even for the hell of it.
Oh yeah,
I don't really care. Like this is my date. This is like my side job. I kill people on the weekend. That's what my bread and butter is. So, you know, I'm just here to mess with you. But I mean, I do appreciate the fact that you have characters that, you know, the reason I'm evil is because like you had a whole like what's that noise? Do you hear that?
No. Okay,
cool. I'm sorry. I don't know. The reason I'm evil is because your father killed my father, and now I'm pissed. So I'm killing you now. Mm-hmm. That's what happened with Black Manta, I believe. Like his father was killed by somebody in Atlantis or something like that.
I want to say it was was it Aquaman's father?
It was, yeah, and like Black Manta's like pissed. And
yeah,
somehow,
I think so.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then Cheetah was like trying to do like archaeologist stuff, and then found like a curse and it's like, oh well, killing is fun.
Yeah. Like not every character needs to have that like that extra depth to it.
Yeah.
but I think it helps for the writing to. I don't want to say to like help make the genre seem more like serious and more grown up and not as childish, but that does kind of seem like that like they're trying to add the hidden depth there that wasn't there before.
Kind of humanize them, I guess.
Exactly.
It makes you relate to them a little bit, you know, like, oh, like that could be anybody. That could have happened to anybody. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
Definitely. So, moving on to our next news story. Stan Lee is suing POW Entertainment for $1 billion.
Man, I actually had the opportunity to read this story, and when I read it, like, they got him to sign some sort of agreement when he, like, lost, like, during the time he lost his wife and stuff, and it was a whole thing. I'm just kind of like, you know you're wrong for that, right? You can't...
Right.
Like, it's Stan Lee. Like, you gotta cut him his check. Like, don't...
True. Yeah.
I started reading. I was very just disappointed in them. I'm like, y'all know better.
Yeah, so according to Hollywood Reporter, Stan Lee filed the lawsuit in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Tuesday. The comic legend claims the company, which he co-founded, stole his name and likeness to sell POW to a Chinese company, a deal in which he says the terms weren't disclosed to him. In addition, Lee argues that POW CEO Shane Duffy and co-founder Gil Champion fraudulently attained a document in which Lee gave over exclusive rights to his identity and likeness to POW. That includes apparently overseeing his social media accounts, something Lee mentioned recently on Twitter. So, yeah. Seems like some shady shit.
It is, and like he put up a video, like I think, and like he even said like, "Thank you guys for helping me learn how to put a Twitter video out." I was like, "Come on, man! Like you take it from such an important person within the comic book like community. Like you just." That's mad grimy, you know, like, he already kind of sort of got cheated a little bit just because, like, a lot of the things that he worked on were works for hire.
Right.
And, like, he's getting some money, but I don't think he's getting the money he deserves for having come up with some of those characters.
True.
I mean, you know, Jack Kirby needed a little bit more, too, in my opinion, you know. He was just as important.
Definitely.
They were both key players, definitely key players, like, definitely, like, you know, it's kind of it's mad grimy. It's mad grimy. They need to get that shit together.
True.
Like, we'll talk. Like, come on. Like, it's not a good look. It's really not.
True.
So, hopefully they rectify it. Cut him his check.
Yeah.
Cut him his check. Secure the bag. Jeez. Cut him his check.
$1 billion is so much money. But I mean, I guess. Like, you consider how big of a name Stan Lee is and his likeness, and think about like how he has those cameos in every one of those in one of the Marvel movies and everything. $1 billion, I guess, is not necessarily out of the question for what he could be asking for.
Like, he's a household name. If he walked out in the street and you didn't know he was, he could probably just say, "Google me."
Yeah.
But you probably already know him because your friend's friend, your cousin, your sister's brother's cousin on your mother's side probably mentioned Stan Lee somewhere in your lifetime. Like, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Go. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's Stan Lee. Like, you know, like.
He's probably, like, as far as comics go, he's probably one of the most recognizable names. He's probably the most. He's probably the most recognizable name.
Just, yeah, no, sorry. You probably should know who Stan Lee is. You can Google him. Like, if you don't know, just go ahead and Google him right now. Just Google Stan Lee. Yeah.
Exactly.
I started writing it. Yeah, but guess we can go on to this I'm pretty excited about. Apparently, Batwoman is going to be in the Arrowverse very, very soon.
Yes. Seems like it will be happening during the crossover event that happens every year in December.
I'm hyped for that. Maybe we'll get Black Lightning in it too. Maybe.
That'd be cool.
I'm hoping for both of them. Like, both of them just pop up. Like, hey, we're here. Zap, zap. Batarang, Batmobile.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
And this will be the first time that she's ever had a live action appearance in anything.
Which is like monumental.
That's gonna be so good, honestly.
I'm hyped because I follow the CW series. You guys know I've been doing Black Lightning, but I've been kind of watching off and on The Flash. I watch the Legends. I do enjoy the Legends. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watch Arrowverse when it comes on Netflix. They're fun shows, so I like when they do the crossover events. They do a very good job. Oh, also Supergirl. Did not mean to forget Supergirl. I really like Supergirl. Because I like Superman, blah blah.
I like the premise of Supergirl. I just don't think the writing is that great on Supergirl.
It's not, but like it. She's one of those characters for me, like Teen Titans. All right, perfect example. Not the live action. I'm not talking about the live action show. When they made this Teen Titans video game back in the day, it was really quite bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I was playing it day in and day out because they slapped Teen Titans on.
Right.
They had a Justice video game. It wasn't that great. It was fun. It was all right for a little bit, but then it got boring. But you know what? I played it. I put them hours in. Why? Because they put Young Justice on it. Yeah. Sorry. The writing is okay. It's all right. Some episodes drag. Some episodes drag, boy. And I'm telling you. But they slapped Supergirl on it. I'm sorry. I'm going to watch it. I just...
Fair.
She's one of those for me. I like... The show's okay. It's good. It's all right. Like, if I had my choice, it'd probably be like... I do enjoy The Flash, even though I heard this last season wasn't as good as from what I'm understanding from other people. It's been dragging out a little bit. Arrow, I like. They finally started adding other characters. Personal favorite of mine, Mr. Terrific. I love Mr. Terrific. He's cool character.
Yeah.
I'm glad he had an adaptation in the actual series. Mad Dog, they changed him up a little bit for this series. Pretty cool. And Black Lightning, that goes without saying. The Flash goes without saying. So,
True.
Supergirl.
I feel like overall for me with Supergirl, like I think I like the overall storyline of what goes on. I think it's the dialogue that makes me just kind of like that
cringe.
That's the cringy part of it for me that makes it hard for me to watch. But I used to watch Arrow pretty religiously. Like that first season of Arrow like really gets you hooked and makes you want to watch everything. Especially with like the fight with Deathstroke, like that's some of the best choreographed fighting I think I've seen in a show in a long time.
Definitely,
like it's so good. But those cluster of shows, I feel like I need to watch a lot more because I feel like I hear good things about them. It's just like every now and then I'll watch like a little bit of an episode and I'm like, okay, I see what you're going for here, and there's potential here, but like this. For me, it's the dialogue. The dialogue is really what kind of gets to me because some of it feels very cringeworthy. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And I like how they introduce some characters, but like there's some parts that kind of get on my personal things that get on my nerves. Like just how they wrote certain things. I'm just like, why would you have this character like? I can say because it's been a long enough time. Supergirl was fiending over Jimmy Olsen. They made him a brother in this, and like she was literally like all in his relationship, messing his relationship up with Lois Lane's sister. And so like at the end of the series, the first season, like it's like, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna be an item. And then some random dude pops up the sky, and Supergirl's like, oh yeah, I don't want to have a relationship with you, Jimmy. I'm almost like, what the hell? Like waste his time, 2000, what year was that? 16 or 17?
Right.
I'm like, yo, who hurt you? Why would you do that?
Because that's
good relationship and you just screwed it up.
Because that's not good writing. Like that's like if that was the plan, introduce this new character and make it a struggle for her to try to decide between the two. Don't just make him like show up, then all of a sudden like, oh, I'm interested. Like that seems like lazy writing to me.
Because he was interested in her, but like. He had a kind of off and on thing with his girl, one of the lanes, and then like they were established, and then like Supergirl's like, oh, I'm gonna really try, I'm just gonna be there for you, and they he and his fiance break up, and then they're together for like half a second. And boy, when that second season starts, yeah, Jimmy, I'm not feeling it. Sorry. I got to go with, now I do like Mon-El, but they power down on the characters in these shows for these shows. That's another topic. That's another story for another day. Sorry. I didn't mean to get on this.
No, you're good. You know, I actually just remembered another news story that I forgot to put in our rundown that we didn't even discuss. And this was something that came out yesterday from Hollywood Reporter. I don't know if you saw about this. Jake Gyllenhaal is currently in talks to play Mysterio in the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel.
Oh, yo, I saw that. Yes.
And apparently Michael Keaton is set to come back as Vulture in the sequel as well.
I'm wondering how they're gonna even do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to say something, but it's a spoiler related to the Infinity War, and I'm not sure. Not everybody's seen it quite yet.
Right.
And
well, I mean,
did you make it? Is that?
I'm still hoping that what will happen with this Spider-Man Homecoming sequel is that it will be kind of like what I described it, where it's Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, and then Miles Morales shows up, also has spider powers, and the movie's just called Spider-Men. And I because I would love that so much. And think about it. If Gyllenhaal is going to be playing Mysterio, we already have a Vulture, Mysterio, and we've seen Scorpion because we saw him.
Didn't they kill him?
No,
kill him.
They showed off Scorpion in at the end, like the post-credit scene for Homecoming.
Oh no, not Scorpion! They killed the Shocker. Sorry.
Yeah, they killed Shocker.
They killed the Shocker. I'm just like, well, damn, like that was anticlimactic. Like you just died like that quick. Like it was the Shocker. My bad. Scorpion, you do have pretty much the makings of that squad.
So you've got 3 out of 6 members right there. If you wanted to do those 3, which
the Prowler.
But I don't know if Vulture would join in on the Sinister Six, because it seems like at the end of the day, Spider-Man saved his life. I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, but it's been a while now. Spider-Man saves Vulture's life at the end of the movie, and Scorpion approaches him in the prison and is like, "Hey, word is that you know who's the Spider-Man is," and Vulture doesn't tell him who it is. He's like, you got your information wrong, so who knows? At the end of the day, he saved Vulture's life. He saved his daughter's life, and it doesn't seem to me like maybe Vulture would be part of that group. But just for shits and giggles, let's say that Vulture is part of the group. Who else do we see as part of this version of Sinister Six between Vulture, Scorpion, and Mysterio?
Well, they could always. It's easy for them to work in the Rhino. The Rhino would be character. Easy. It's an easy character to write in. I keep forgetting, is it the Water Man that they use? Hydro Man.
Yeah, Hydro Man.
Sandman, again, another easy one to work in.
I don't know if they would do Hydro Man. I mean, he's a pretty easy one to do, but I think I don't know if he has the appeal to really bring people into it. They could
Electro would wacky Electro.
Yeah,
the one
that has like lightning bolts coming off the front of his face. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. If they brought that one back with like all that stuff, like I would low key be like, yeah, that's like just a personal, just like a low key, like that'd be funny.
I would like to see them do Kraven.
I like Kraven the Hunter. Yo, yes.
Kraven the Hunter would be pretty good. Spider-Man has such a good gallery of villains.
Yeah.
I think that it seems like it's pretty much like any Spider-Man villain, classic Spider-Man villain, has been part of the Sinister Six at some point.
Yeah,
pretty much.
The Hobgoblins or the Goblins, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, any of the Goblins are fine. Bro.
True. I think really the only ones that you would probably get flack for is if you had Venom or Carnage in there. I feel like those aren't really members of the Sinister Six, or wouldn't do well in that setting, I think. So
they could do it, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna.
Right. But I am really excited for this, even if it's literally just Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio and it sets it up for Sinister Six in the future. I think Mysterio is a good villain that has not been explored nearly enough.
We have not seen him at all. Almost like you would think Mysterio would be like the first one they would go for, is because like of the premise of his powers, being able to alter, visually alter things around you. Like you could really just kind of create whatever world you want to have, and still be in the continuity of we're still in New York. It's just like you're visually seeing something different, which would be dope. You know, just hell, we're fighting in the clouds for all you know, but like we're really fighting in the streets, so don't hit the moving clouds.
Yeah, true.
Something like that. Like that'd be neat. It'd be cool to see. The concept would be dope.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're finally exploring it now because maybe they have the technology for it, which might have been an issue, and just maybe imagination too. Budget's a big thing.
Yeah, so, you definitely want to, like, obviously it'd be a very CG reliant character, so you would have to budget some the money for that, but you don't want to make sure that like the CG that you're putting in there doesn't look like shit, because there have been some examples of some big budget Marvel movies that use CG that there's some scenes in there that just don't look very good. Honestly, I love Black Panther, but that fight between Killmonger and Black Panther at the end, where they're fighting around the train, does not look very good.
It was real in our hearts. Don't do it.
Oh no,
forever.
No, trust me. I thought the choreography for that was really good, but like the CG around it looked real crappy. Thor Ragnarok, anytime they would flash to Odin standing in Norway, that looked real bad.
God, that was a bit jarring. I really, they're gonna get to a point where like it's seamless, but we're kind of in point. So I just cut them a break.
Oh yeah.
Now that Wolverine movie, that we talked about earlier, it was about bad CGI. That's oh yeah. How about that Deadpool fight?
Oh God, so bad.
We were watching it in the theater, and I was like, "Yo, did they finish this?" Like,
yeah.
I was like, I think I can see some wires. Did they really finish?
Crunch time hit them hard, huh?
All right, okay. You did your best. All right, it's like you stayed up all night before your exam is due, or you got a project due. It's like, what is this? Our best.
Yes, doing our best.
C-. We were just like, one of those.
So yeah, I think Mysterio could do really well if they're really putting the budget behind and making that CG look good.
Yeah, I'd be with it though. It'd be fun.
Fun. Definitely.
And like even with it looking like a bit out of place, they could, these are illusions.
Yeah.
That literally covers it. You don't need to say anything else. These are illusions. They look a little bit different. Yeah.
Definitely.
And you roll with it. Like you can't. It's like these are his illusions, so it's like you're in his like world. So you don't like it. Tough. Get out of it. You can't find him. Sucks to be you. Sucks.
True.
So
that.
I mean, they could easily just kind of work around that just because of his character, who he is.
Right.
Mysterio. Yeah. So be cool.
True.
Be dope.
True. Well, that wraps up our news segment, and let's just go straight into our topic of the show. Each time we do this show, we're going to be having a different topic for discussion, or we're going to have at least a major part of the show to discuss. This week, we kind of wanted to ponder the question: what lesser-known characters or teams should have a live-action movie about? I really thought about this a lot with when Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Nobody knew who Guardians, mainstream wise, nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. And now everybody knows them, loves them. And I think it's a good conversation to have, who should have a live action movie that you wouldn't normally think about? Because of the Guardians, it allowed for other lesser known characters, I would say because of Guardians, it allowed for us to have Ant-Man, and it allowed for us to have Black Panther, and it allowed for us to have Doctor Strange, So because of that, because of one, we got all these others, So who should benefit from that next, I guess, is the next question.
I can always do it on my personal favorites.
Right.
They recently brought some of my favorites into the limelight. Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, so they kind of got that one in there. A personal favorite of mine, I've mentioned her before to you, Via Rania, aka Anna. She's also part of the Spider Force, a Spider Woman, if you will.
Right.
You know her power set, right? We talked about it before.
Yeah.
But in case we didn't, basically she has spider powers, and instead of like a lot of the normal powers, she's able to summon like a blue sort of exoskeleton around her body, and she's able to fight like a spider to it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. Like, it's kind of mystic in origin. She loses it in the fight with the Hulk because the Hulk is like OP as hell, but I think she gets it back later on. I think she deserves a series, even if it's a miniseries. I love that character. Or even let's see, didn't we play? What was that? There's an X-Men named Gentle. He'd be cool.
He's from Wakanda. That name before.
He's from Wakanda. He's like half German, half from Wakanda. His mother hates him, but he has to wear these like Wakanda like tattoos or whatever, so to control his strength, because he gets like super duper strong. That'd be a fun character to play with in the Marvel continuity.
Definitely.
I don't know. There's so many characters that really deserve like their own like show, like their own series. What do you think?
For me, it's a little all over the place. The first one that I immediately thought of when I kind of came up with the question was I'd love to see a Justice League Dark movie.
Yo,
I think that'd be really, really cool, because I think it'd be cool to see like Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, like Swamp Thing, like all in a physical form. Like that'd be a really cool concept for a movie. But I don't, like, with the current state of the DC cinematic universe, I don't know if that's coming anytime soon. Because, like Suicide Squad it seemed like it was supposed to be DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was not good.
I recently bought it. I just haven't watched. I didn't mind putting the money for it. It's okay. It's for, again, research.
It's for the business. It's for the business.
The business. It's okay. They should, on a side note, a character I really like, Etrigan.
Yes. We talked about him a little bit.
The form of man, come forth the demon Etrigan. I think that's the phrase. Come forth the demon Etrigan. He's a cool character. I would love to see a series with him.
Oh, definitely. I think that'd be a good character. A lot of my previous, like, I don't read as many Marvel comics, although I really do enjoy the movies. But a lot of my Marvel experience kind of came from the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and so those games are fantastic.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes! Me and my friends still play those games together. It's great.
That was my first exposure to Deadpool, and what made me really get interested in him. But another character that I got really interested in from that was Moon Knight, and I think having a Moon Knight Netflix series, I think, would be really neat. I don't think he's quite big enough for a full-time, like a Marvel movie about him, but I think he'd be a cool enough character for them to do a Netflix series, at least a one series arc, or where he teams up with the Defenders or something. I think that'd be a
he would fit right in. He would fit right in. Now that we're talking about this, Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl would be good.
Squirrel Girl. She's so quirky and silly. I love her character. It'd be fun. She'd be a fun one.
Definitely.
Who else deserves like oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think more DC, because obviously that's where my mind goes to automatically.
There's this new character. I haven't really read too much about him, but it'd be cool if he got a series, because we don't know too much about him and he's fresh. Sideways, I think his name is.
That name sounds familiar.
He's from the new group, the new heroes are trying to push. He creates like portals and stuff. He's kind of like a Spider-Man-esque character a little bit. Okay. That'd be a cool one to see. Mm-hmm. They already have Vibe in the Flash. I didn't realize that Cisco Ramon was I always know him as Vibe. I didn't know his actual name at one point. I'm like, he can't get his own series, can he?
I just thought of one that would be fantastic, and I want it to be. It'd have to be a movie. It would probably end up doing well on the CW, but I want it to be a movie. Is a Booster Gold and Blue Beetle movie. That would be so good. But not individually. They have to be. It has to be a team up movie. It's just that's the whole premise of it.
It would work. I love Booster Gold. Like my first introduction to Booster Gold was through DC's Justice League Unlimited.
Same here.
And I'm like, who the hell is Booster Gold? He's so silly, so quirky. He's a fun character than Blue Beetle. I love Blue Beetle, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, he has not held a title in quite some time, by himself. He definitely could. I think if they had maybe change the writing up, change the art style. I don't know, something. He deserves his own series. That'd be a fun one. That would be a great movie. We were just talking about DC movies and how they needed.
Blue Beetle. The last time I was really exposed to him was that he's in Injustice 2, and he's a great character in that, and I really enjoyed him in that. Also thinking about this, made me think about major comic beats that I think should be turned into movies, because last time we had a conversation, we were talking about, I think we talked about this, is who should be the next villain after Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What?
Oh, yeah.
Because did we have that conversation last time?
We talked about it. It was kind of hard just because you can't pull from certain groups because we don't have access to Fantastic Four.
Right.
Some of the Spider-Man villains we don't have really all that access to.
X-Men. So what made me think about it is rather than thinking about specific villains that would need to be who the main villain would be, is just more the what comic book moments would you want, what should be tackled in movies and stuff. And that made me think about how I would love to see Blackest Night taken on as a movie in a movie form. Now, with the way that DC Cinematic Universe is, probably right now not the best time to be thinking about something a little bit more obscure like Blackest Night, but
they need a home. They just need a home run. I want DC to thrive. It's just so hard. Me and some of my friends were talking about this the other day. I'm not sure if I mentioned it with you, but because it happens so randomly. We were talking about instead of just jumping into Justice League, they should have done team up movies.
Oh yeah.
Into that, teamed up that made sense because Wonder Woman and Aquaman have similar lineage. That would have been a good set. Batman, Superman, already we're done there.
Yeah, we did that.
Cyborg and the Flash, they can have that sort of Beast Boy Cyborg comedy thing going on. Maybe that maybe sort of introduce Shazam.
Yeah.
And just kind of have it like that. That would have been a kind of a cool thing, so they could each kind of have their shine, but their stories are intertwined so much, and it makes sense. It would make sense with those characters. That'd be dope. That'd be a good thing to do. I hope DC just needs a home run, a smooth home run.
What is DC's next movie that they're doing?
I don't. I should know.
Oh, it's Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
Aquaman is coming out this year.
We're gonna see who else is introduced. They might introduce Black Manta. They could introduce Ocean Master.
I think Ocean Master is supposed to be the villain on this one.
Because I know his Aquaman's brother is evil. Let's see, who else? They have several characters they can introduce. We're not. I mean, we could possibly see Aqualad somewhere, whether it be Tempest Aqualad or the African American Aqualad, Aqua Girl. So many variations of her. We're gonna definitely see Mara.
Yeah,
it'd be fun. I'm here for that. That's gonna be a fun one.
So I'm reading about it a little bit now on Wikipedia. Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Let's see. Jeff Johns is helping write the script, which I'm happy about. Right. Patrick Wilson has been cast as Ocean Master. Okay. He's going to be the main antagonist. January 2017, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II was cast in the role of villain Black Manta. Yes. In March, Nicole Kidman confirmed that she will play Queen Atlanta, Aquaman's mother.
Okay.
In April, Dolph Lundgren was cast as the villain King Nereus. Nereus?
Sounds right to me.
Mara's definitely going to be in there.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe is going to be in there as Nuidus Volko. I'm not as familiar with Aquaman lore as I am with others.
Hit or miss. I know some characters. I don't know all of them. I know he has a son.
Yeah.
That counts for something for sure.
But then, I mean, the next DC movie after that, coming out in April of 2019, is Shazam.
Which I'm hyped for. I've been waiting for Shazam. That's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's another, Captain Marvel. Yeah. We can't use that, though, because it's DC. Blase. But...
So yeah, we got Shazam in April of 2019, Wonder Woman 2 in November of 2019, Cyborg in April of 2020, Green Lantern Corps in June of 2020, and that seems like it's about it as far as what they've got planned going right now.
Okay.
As far as, like, official, like, casting, or as far as official, like, lists go.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, I know that there has been, like, talk about that they're doing... Oh, God. Crap, I can't remember. I can't remember what it's... Oh, that's going to kill me if I can't remember what it is. Something with Harley Quinn. I know Suicide Squad 2 was...
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad...
maybe like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, or...
Birds of Prey. That's what it is.
Birds of Prey. Oh... fun one.
Yeah, there's talks about it being an R-rated like spin-off movie. I knew it's gonna kill me if I didn't remember what it was. But Birds of Prey has been talked about and is going to be a thing, but there's not been like a lot of like talks about what is going to go on with that.
It's so hard because like with Birds of Prey, from what I understand, Oracle is such an important character in that, and within the Batman continuity we have now, he doesn't really have any friends quite yet. I don't think he doesn't really have the Batman universe like established, or does he? We just haven't seen it yet.
It's weird because he's very much an older Batman at this point. So he's,
and if that's the case, like he should have like at least the typical Nightwing, Batgirl, and a Robin, whether it be Tim Drake, Jason Todd.
That doesn't seem like it'd be Jason Todd though. Doesn't seem like it'll be Jason Todd though, because that seems like to be like the one that he has like the costume of in his that has like "Jokes on You" written on it.
Yeah, that's true. I hope it's Damian. I love Damian. Damian, the Young Prince. He's great. He's snarky as hell, but he's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably be. If I had to guess, it'd probably be Damian. Just because he seems like he's the most popular one right now. Probably have Dick Grayson as Nightwing somewhere, but it doesn't seem like Ben Affleck really has got too much plans on being Batman too much longer, though either.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do.
Which kind of sucks because I actually really enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman. He
gets a lot of flack, but I actually enjoyed it as well. I didn't think it compared to some of the other Batmans we've had. I think he's up there personally.
Definitely.
But I mean, like everybody's a critic.
Honestly, and this is my hot take on it. I think I like him overall better in that role than Christian Bale.
Christian Bale was a staple. I didn't really like that last movie just because of the way they portrayed Bane. And for me, Bane is one of my favorite characters. And like I'm just like, who are you?
Fair.
Where's your Venom?
True.
You aren't strong. You are regular strong. You have to press the button or squeeze your hand. Venom.
True.
Super. What do you?
I see.
It's cool.
They rewrote him. I liked the rewrite, but I definitely get where you're coming from. It felt like what they were doing with the Dark Knight trilogy. They were definitely trying to make it a more realistic approach to what they were trying to be.
Which I'm not necessarily. It was a unique take.
Definitely.
I'm glad it exists. However, I like that. That's a new character for me. That's not my Bane.
Right.
That's a Bane.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Bane with the lowercase b. That's not Bane. That's not Bane.
That's not like Bane.
Bane, like it's like Bane.
Yeah.
Bane.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as like Ben Affleck as like something that I really always look for when I see somebody cast as a superhero character, I always like really want to see, okay, is this character good as both the superhero and the secret identity? Because that's a big deal to me. And I felt like Christian Bale did a pretty good job as Batman, but I didn't think that he was a great Bruce Wayne. I thought he was very middle of the road Bruce Wayne, and that's what I kind of liked about Ben Affleck, is I felt like he did a great job as being both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, he was dealing with a bully named Superman. You know, he did a phenomenal job. I still think Superman's a bully in that film. You watch it, like,
Definitely.
Batman's just living his best life, and like, you know, Superman out of nowhere, out of jealousy because Superman's not getting any shine. Oh, you can't do this anymore. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm doing it on the side, but you can't do it.
True.
Ben, who are you? Where did you come from? Who made you this way? Like, what? It just seems so left from like our Boy Scout, Superman.
Yeah.
For me, at least, like, you know, that's
definitely. But yeah, I also take that same philosophy of superhero and secret identity to the Spider-Man movies as well. You know, we've seen 3 different versions of Spider-Man over the years, and for me, I always felt like Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, but not a great Spider-Man. I felt like Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man, but not a good Peter Parker. He was too cool to be Peter Parker. You know, it
was cool as hell, man. Almost like, are you sure you're a geek?
Yeah,
like, you're just too cool, man. You're too likable.
He's too cool to be Peter Parker, and that's what I really like about Tom Holland in the role. Is I think he does a great job of being a good Spider-Man and being a good Peter Parker.
If anyone has anything negative to say about Tom Holland, they can care. But Tom Holland, like, phenomenal job.
Definitely.
Every other Spider-Man has done a good job. Toby, that's our childhood. That's straight up our childhood.
Yeah.
And then like Andrew, like, you know, he did a good job. I did like the show. Like, you know, he was a nerd that was cool as hell, but I enjoyed it. Hold on, my computer's like about to die and I didn't charge it. Give me a second. I gotta get I know. That guy. Take like a half a second. Let's see. The power. All right, cool. I'm back.
No worries.
It was that guy. I was trying to avoid it, but I couldn't. Yeah, it was that guy. At least Discord's been sticking in, though. I'm proud of Discord. Good job. Good job. Last time I was 2 in and out. It was crazy. Oh man.
But I mean, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. Any other ideas for lesser known characters you want to see in movies?
Oh Jesus. I would say Steel. But I don't. I think he had his shot, and we had to throw the whole character away. Oh God, there's so many damn characters. Zatanna. Yeah, Zatanna. She deserves a film.
True.
And it would introduce so many other characters that, you know, utilize magic in that way. They could just kind of throw them in as side characters. It'd be fun. It'd be really simple, really easy.
Definitely.
Because you said like DC characters that needed like time. I think she's one.
I'm excited to see what this Green Lantern Corps movie is. I'm hoping that it doesn't focus solely on Earth Green Lanterns, because some of the other Green Lanterns that are from other sectors are just as cool. Like, I would love for it to be like a team up of like Kilowog would be
Yes.
really
like
great.
him.
I would like to see him like have a prominent role in the Green Lantern Corps movie.
Yes.
Like
He's a cool character.
Him specifically, I think I like. I don't think Kilowog is a deep enough character that he gets his own movie, but I hope that he gets a main character role in the Green Lantern Corps movie.
Definitely, just get some shine. Just
Definitely.
a little bit of shine. They could do a Lobo. Lobo's a cool character.
Lobo would be a very good movie. I would very much like to see a Lobo movie.
What else? The Legion of Superheroes. I know they're doing a little thing, but the Legion, they had a cartoon adaptation, and that was really fun, and I enjoyed it. It was very good.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. The Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, they're cool characters. I like the Doom Patrol. Who else?
I'm trying to think too.
So many characters. Oh my god! Like
I think a Teen Titans movie would be good.
What team? Well, yeah, it would. Which Teen Titans are you going with? Are you going with like the series that we watched as kids? Are you going with the comics, or like just a mixture of the two?
I would like to see a mixture of the two. My first instinct would be to say the one that we grew up watching, like on Cartoon Network, because I think that'd be the mass appeal that we would need to get to fill audience seats. But I think a good like mixture of like comic books and like the original, like not original, I guess the one that we saw in the cartoons would be what we would want, would be good,
Yes.
I don't like these like the screenshots that are the ones that I've seen from like the current filming don't have me excited, but I'll still check it out.
I mean, we only know so much, is because like those are taken out of context. I think I really want to say they're taken out of context. I will still check it out because we saw what Hawk and Dove looked like.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what Robin looks like. Those look okay, and the pictures we saw, they were official pictures.
Right.
They were just somebody took pictures like, oh, are these your heroes?
Yes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Like, I would like to see Ms. Martian. Like, I really like Ms. Martian as a character.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be cool. Maybe Bombshell. She's a little bit lesser known, but they have so many Teen Titans they can really just draw from and pull from. They could a New Mutants one would be fun. The Dazzler. The Dazzler had a couple comics back in the day. She's Marvel. But that'd be a cool series.
Yeah.
That'd be full of lights and energy and shit. That'd be fun.
Far-fetched thing that I would want is, do you know about the Amalgam event that happened?
Yo, yes! Oh my god!
I've got issue number 1 of Dark Claw, by the way, of like the Wolverine Batman crossover. Hello? You still there? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, there we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So.
Yeah, it froze for a second. But so the Amalgam event, I actually have issue number 1 of Dark Claw, the mixture of Batman and Wolverine.
That's fresh as hell.
That would be such a crazy that's like far out there if that happened.
If they could get their shit together. Like, that'd be dope. Like, I really wish they could. Like, that just, I would love to have, like, the Hulk fight Superman. Like, just have them fighting one another.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And proving certain theories, like, that Thor's hammer can be wielded by a couple people in DC's continuity, and by a few others in Marvel's. Mainly Wonder Woman.
I would just love to see like the mix part of it, where it's like you get some of these characters, like you get like Hugh Jackman like putting on like the cowl of Batman. Like that would be
love it.
Oh, it'd be so good. You get like I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. Like I know it's Iron Man and Green Lantern get mixed. I think it's like the Iron Lantern. That would be so crazy to like actually see happen. Fun. It'd be such a fun thing. It would never happen in a million years, but I would love for it to happen.
Well, let's not knock it quite yet, just because Marvel and DC, even DC, they've been doing quite a bit lately. So maybe we can get to a point where we can see that at some point. Now, do we got some work to do? Hell yeah, we got too much. There's too much ground to cover, and we have to get like our quote unquote houses in order before we can see that. But like I do think it's possible. On a side note, there is a character I'd like to see. He's not in either of these continuities, but he certainly deserves a movie or a series. I know that MTV kind of messed with it a little bit back in the day. Remember, Invincible? I
think that the name sounds familiar.
It's like an Image comic or something like that. Dark Horse, one of them two. And like that movie, the series is really, really good. And like I know MTV tried to do like a motion comic with it back in the day. I'm not sure how much like traction it really pulled, because I happened to get it for free on my iTouch at the time. And like that's what got me hooked onto that series. I'm like, wow, this is pretty dope. And it was like a different take on superheroes.
Interesting.
It was really fun. I mean, it's still the same tropes and stuff, but like it's a different spin. Like, you have this as a son who was like half whatever the alien is, and they got super strength and all these other powers and stuff. The dad is actually evil, goes away, leaves the mom by herself, and like the son is like trying to help and save the day and stuff. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah,
it'd be worth your time. It's fun. I think it'd be a cool thing to try.
Definitely. I mean, I think that's a good place to wrap up on this here issue. Robert, definitely. What's going on over on your channel? What do you got to plug?
Well, I am catching up on all my episodes of Krypton, so as you watch, I will have an episode uploaded today, whatever day it is. I think this will be like either Tuesday or Wednesday. Expect an episode both those days. I'm trying to catch up so I can catch up to episode 10, which I will review as soon as it drops. So after I'm done playing catch up, I will have stuff for MegaCon, because I'm going there, be cosplaying. You'll see the cosplays. I'm not sure if I mentioned it quite yet, but if I haven't, it's a surprise. What's going on with you, man?
For me, they got lots of things going on. D&D show is still going on strong over on the channel. We have like a new companion series that goes along with that teaches you all about becoming a dungeon master and like learn some of the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. Obviously, we got this show going on, which I'm so happy with everything that's been going on with this. The video game side of it, we're starting to gain a lot of traction in the world. We're starting to receive review copies of games, and we're going to start trying to try to do some kinds of review or some side of insight into games. Maybe not a review necessarily, but like here's a little like taste of what we think about this game. Right. Got that coming up. Obviously, like right now, if you look behind me, I'm not in what everything usually looks like. I'm in a little bit of a transitional phase as I'll be moving into a new apartment at the beginning of July. So once that happens, everything's going to open up a little bit more, because I'll have access to more consistent internet, and there'll be a lot more different types of content coming out, especially as far as like multiplayer video game content goes. So probably even what I'm wanting to do is on days where I'm not at work, hopefully do some streaming over on Twitch, that's something that I'm looking forward to as well. So lots of stuff going on. Just keep following us on all the social media for Your Daily Nerd.
Do.
And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. Robert, again, thank you so much for being here and doing this.
Thanks for having me, man.
And and until next issue, we'll see you next time.
Peace.